All right, ladies and gentlemen, how are we doing on this Wednesday? Hello, hello, IC family. I am your Ice Dragon, RayronVR. And let me go ahead and fix this real quick. There we go. I think we are good. All right, we got a lot of you guys say welcome to the new time slot for the FPR's IC Railway. Again, I am your host, the Ice Dragon, RayronVR. And today we've got Kyle Stevens. We've got Chuck. How are you, good sir? Long time no see. Hopefully you're doing fantastic. We've got Jeff. We got Railfan K. And I think I got everyone. Welcome, welcome. Welcome everyone who's going to be lurking behind the scenes, and also hello to those who are going to see the stream on replay. So yes, this is our new dedicated time slot, starting at 8 p.m. on Wednesdays. Again, still kind of experimenting with a few things, but I think this time slot's pretty good. Got a good crowd here tonight. Hopefully you guys are doing well. Okay, so let's talk about a few things. So let's go ahead and get right to it. Let's get to the trains, and then we've got a lot of news to cover. So today on the tracks, so we've technically got two engines, and then I'll be showcasing one a little bit into the stream. So basically, all of these engines today, including the steamer that I have, that I'm going to showcase here in a bit. This was actually given to our wonderful moderator, Spooky Booty Bree, my fiance, who gave me basically these three engines for Christmas. And the whole theme behind it was we went to a train store in Los Angeles. I believe it's called the Train Shack. And we basically, she made a pretty cool little gesture, which was basically an engine that I liked, an engine that we both liked, and an engine that she was surprised me with that just she absolutely loved and I loved as well. So with that, the engine that I wanted was the U50, which you see there is the Sun Pacific 9552, which I'll go point to point on the outer layout in a bit. And then our main one, yeah, the main one is the Norfolk Southern memorial to the veterans there. My first actual Norfolk and Southern, and really beautiful diesel, and it's a great runner. I haven't had any issues with it, and I am stoked for it. So, okay. So with that, let's go ahead and run this engine. I don't have any signals really set up on the layout yet, so we'll eventually get back to our tradition of you guys saying ready, set, go. We'll probably do that on the next stream. But yeah, welcome, Randall. How are you, good sir? Hopefully you are doing well. And hello, Spooky Booty Bree. We've got your engines on the layout. We'll talk about the steam engine here in a second. But for now, let's go ahead and turn on that green light, and let's get this diesel on the road. It is pulling the American Orient Express. Split Rock, how are you, good sir? Hopefully you are doing well. All right, and we do have all the cameras set up again. And then we will go from there. Let's see here. Screen select, and there we go. So we got all the cameras set up again. So we'll do a quick lap around the layout, and then we'll go into our news. Now, if you didn't catch it, last stream on Sunday, I think, no, Monday, we had a whole bunch of news to catch up on, and then we've got some more news that kind of dropped today, and a topic that I kind of want to talk about that's kind of starting to drum up in the model railroading YouTube world that I kind of want to talk about as well. All right, let's see. So we got big news from CPKC. They announced they're purchasing SD70 ACE T4s. Oh, look at that. Interesting. Okay, I'll see if I can find that news. And welcome back, Jeff. Yeah, I'm curious. How many did they get? That's going to be a nice model with that paint scheme with the T4s. Ooh. Ooh, that sounds good. All right. So you can see our first Norfolk Southern unit is going around the layout, honoring our veterans unit. And again, big thank you to Spooky Booty Bree for getting these locomotives. So right now, 65 units. They're also purchasing 70 more ET44 ACs. I've heard about them buying the 70 more 44s. I didn't realize that they were buying more. They were buying the SD70s. That's awesome. That is way cool. All right, so we completed our first initial lap here. Let's go ahead and take some field trips. We've got a lot to talk about. And before I do that, let me quickly fix this camera. I'll bring you guys to this view. And let's go on some field trips, shall we? We've got a few things to discuss. So and the news is all over the place today. So we've got our American 25th anniversary locomotive here. I believe this was from, you can see here, the North Shore Railroad Company and affiliates. This diesel is pretty. Wish I can blow this up here, but it's basically got the Liberty Bell on this switcher here. Grassy grains, American flag, Constitution in the center there. Looks like we got George Washington crossing the Delaware. But this locomotive is pretty. You kind of see it there in the background. I wish it would just do one by itself. There we go. Yep. So there's our switcher. Let's see. I think this is an SW. Yeah. Anyways, very pretty locomotive. And we're going to see a lot more of these come out for the 250th anniversary. UP has 90 of them. Yep, they'll be testing CBKC. According to the reports, CN is also testing them as well. And things are going well. Wow, awesome. Our field reporter, Randall, giving us all the great insights to IRL railroads. I appreciate you telling us that. Maybe see him again on the act on some new ones. Very nice. Okay, so that was that interesting locomotive. Okay, another announcement that we've got. So Bowser's announced that they've got their new shell that they're going to be doing here. They'll have a 3D printed shell to show off at Amherst. Again, this is Amherst Eve. Our Super Bowl is coming up. Basically starting tomorrow for a lot of people, for setup and meet and greets and so forth. And then Friday's initial setup, and then we've got Saturday and Sunday with all the announcements. So typically this is the big announcement time of the year for model railroading, especially when it comes to N scale and HO. So let's see what people are predicting. H20-44, some people looking at U23s, F40PHs, S6, SD40-2s, P40s, some M630 units there. So they haven't fully announced it. We'll probably know come Amherst what Bowser's next trick up their sleeves is. Because their latest diesel run, was it the C115, if I remember correctly? That diesel was gorgeous from Bowser. Cannot wait to get my hands on one of those. The C4 115s, I think. Okay, we've got another kind of big news coming out of N-Scale, and this was a follow-up to the Atlas Microtrains acquisition, which ended up being a very big news article for here on the channel and even just for model railroading as a whole. So Atlas bought Microtrains. The family decided to retire and sell the business to Atlas. And so they kind of came out with another update here saying that these team members include those particular individuals have been hired, and they're going to be working with decorating operations in Oregon to continue to build upon the prototypical graffiti and weather products you come to enjoy. And so they're currently being conducted at the former Microtrains facility, while we evaluate long-term operations for continuing this work in the region. And I think this is a very smart move from Atlas, that you've got the experts, you've got the people that have been integrated into this business for a long time, and you have a factory in the U.S. I cannot stress that enough, considering what's going on with the tariffs, with everything that's going on in the international world. The fact that Atlas was able to have a factory here in the U.S., I cannot stress enough how much of an asset that actually is going to be. And so we got the initial reports was that they actually closed it and they released all of the workers. Now Atlas has clarified that no, we kept the building, we kept these particular workers, and they're going to be working on the graffiti and weathered lines for microtrains N scale. So I think it's a big sigh of relief for a lot of people in the N scale community. We'll have to see what the offerings are going to be, but from their announcement, they're going to have some more offerings when it comes to Amherst. So they said that we have also reached agreement with AccuRail to continue HO scale kit offerings used in the Kit in Grimes series. In addition, the Oregon team will be reviewing other Atlas products that may well be suited in the future, inclusion in this line. This is the best case scenario for everybody. So again, it looks like they're going to bring some of the painting line to the U.S., to the Oregon factory, so that way they can utilize what they have, which again, great business decision from Atlas. So I was really, really happy when they made that announcement. It just makes all the sense in the world for them to do that. Let's see what else we got here. So still talking about the SD70s here. You've seen a couple in person. Awesome. When you work on a work train. Nice. Very nice. So yeah, I was really, really happy when Atlas announced this update. So I put a link to this article under my new ICRail news that I've done with this All Eyes on Atlas news video. Hello, Go Army. How are you? Welcome, welcome. Good evening. All right, so we're gonna move on. I'm not gonna showcase that one. Basically, it was a video of one of the heritage units actually got into a crash with a car. I think it was the Pennsylvania Railroad Heritage Scheme from CSX. But yeah, you saw a couple of them back when you were in Kansas. Interesting. Now they're going to get a factory over here for HO scale. So I think in the article, what they're doing is that they're bringing, well, no, it was with AccuRail, HO stuff is what they're going to try to do. So, but as far as tooling and manufacturing, that's still going to go to, I believe, in Vietnam. And then some products will be painted in that grime and graffiti line here in the Oregon plant. So I think this was an interesting catch. So the CSX the other day, this individual, David here in the CSX Rail Fan Group caught this. That caught my eye. This is an actual DODX U.S. Air Force diesel, which is interesting because I thought this looked like a European diesel. I don't know what make and model it is, but it was a very interesting catch that caught my eye. I just wanted to highlight here. So definitely very interesting. Yeah, they keep partnering with the AccuRail on those weathered kits. Yep. Doesn't it? Yeah, I've never seen a diesel like this before. That's why it feels like it's a European design. So it is a is it Air Force switcher? Point of the Rocks, and someone else saw it the other night too. Look at that. That's a cool diesel, especially for all your military modelers out there. Something to keep an eye out for. I don't know. I just don't know what this design is. Okay, I'll give you guys this YouTube link here. So it looks like here. I'll give you guys the link. So I just want to highlight, I don't want to show the whole video just for out of respect, but I gave you guys, yeah, the link there. That is very interesting. Very interesting indeed. Point of the rocks. Yeah, we don't know. I don't know what type of diesel it is. But yeah, it just caught my eye. So yeah, feel free to take a look at that video over on David's channel. Really cool. Okay, CMR, I kind of wanted to showcase this because I thought this was pretty epic to see. So custom model railroads, they do a lot of cool work. They build obviously custom model railways from layouts to buildings, and I just want to showcase this skyscraper set that they've recently done. An absolutely gorgeous model. I can only imagine how many hours it took, how much it actually cost to actually make it. But they do some awesome custom designs. So you can see the skyscrapers here, probably an N scale on the right, HO on the left. And again, they're going to have a lot of these products on display at Amherst. Got a little modern building here with a helicopter on top. You had a battery power switcher come through in September, and it was pretty wild. Yeah, photos of it. Awesome. I mean, just look at this detail. I'm pretty sure a lot of this is scratch built with some 3D printed designs. Yeah. Custom model railroads. Okay, so we got some news on the Big Boy 4014. It has been seen out of hibernation back into the somewhat wild at the Cheyenne workshop here. So we got some video here from Alan Webb on the official Union Pacific Steam Club, and we've also got some photos from Ed as well. Yeah, definitely was some nice buildings. Yeah, details definitely insane. But yeah, I'm excited for the big boy to come out. And one thing I forgot to mention last week was that I could not believe that 4014 wore the elephant ears on its last excursion down to Denver. I pretty much had a nerdgasm seeing those elephant ears on. It was like, yes. Was so close to have 4014 and 844 dual elephant earring on an excursion. I cannot wait because that's one of my popular videos here on the channel was having 4018 or 4019 with 844 and the fact that 4014 wore those elephant ears. I don't know. It looked pretty. It looked gorgeous. I know it was for a limited run, but to me, it just looks naked without the elephant ears now. I got kind of spoiled with it on. But, yep. As you guys know, 4014 is going to be doing its coast-to-coast tour. Still unknown on what the route is actually going to be. I think obviously it's going to be from the UP lines through the Norfolk Southern. So I think we'll probably see a big boy on the horseshoe curve this year. So that's going to be very interesting to see. Let's see. So you remember Kelly Air Force Base had an Air Force switcher on base. Nice. Yeah, I heard about that truck. I know Hill had one for a while too. Hill Air Force Base back in Utah. I remember seeing it, and then with an Army one too. Yeah, Ed said that it was just for a limited run, so we probably won't see that probably again. But I don't know. We'll see. Not outside of the realm of possibility, because who would have thought 4014 would have had elephant ears to begin with? So that was pretty freaking cool. Let's see. That is a cat. Oh, yeah. Here's the other pictures. Yeah, right. 4014 on the horseshoe curve. Yep. I think it's going to happen. So here's some more pictures of Ed Dickens. If you guys don't know, Ed Dickens is the main, I call him a main celebrity in just the railroading community outright. He is the engineer of 4014, and definitely an advocate of excursion trains, model trains. You can get them in HO scale from mini prints. And so he does a lot of cool photo updates for us as well. So we can see, we get a picture of how it just bends and everything. It's just so cool what we can do nowadays. And so that's a beautiful engine. So yeah, if you haven't already, follow the official Pacific Steam Club, and then you'll get all of these awesome photos. Okay, so Atherin is going to be doing another special announcement, and looks like they'll be doing a stream from Amherst on the 24th. So again, follow their YouTube channel to get the latest and greatest updates for Atherin. And that's why I've been hearing everyone who has met Ed in real life said that he's an awesome person. Really a prime ambassador for everyone, really, which is awesome. He's just as a celebrity as the 4014, which is so cool to see. Okay, so we've got scale trains. So they've excited to announce the latest run of the River Counter HO scale EMD SD40-2s, featuring an expansive lineup of road names and paint schemes that span multiple eras across Northern American railroading. And the big one is my favorite, the Missouri Pacific. And so they've got these multiple road names: BN, BNSF, LNN, Frisco, Missouri Pacific, Sioux Line, and Union Pacific. I'm just happy that we finally get to have some Mopac in the scale trains lineup. This will be one that I will be getting sometime this year. But it's nice to see that Mopac blue come back. So I'm very happy for this announcement. See, they're also doing the UP 3300 as well. Oh, interesting. And then they also have some more announcements coming from Amherst as well. Let's see. I think that is all of our announcements. Oh, yeah, I think that's all of the main announcements that I've seen. Again, feel free to chime in. If you guys seen some announcements that I've missed, feel free to share in the chat. Okay, so one thing I kind of want to talk about in the community that I didn't see coming. So this is more, I'll do all the cameras because we're going to go into a little bit of a discussion here. So if you're new to model railroading, I'll do it with my take first. If you're new to model railroading, please, please, please be diligent and vigilant of how you do your wiring. You guys probably know where I'm going with this. And what I mean by that is I'm doing kind of the cardinal sin, but again, I am looking at the layout. I am monitoring my trains. And so I run a Digitrax system. This is a DCS 52 that I have directly connected to the layout. Now, this is kind of the exception to Digitrax systems, that you can connect this type of controller to the layout because it's kind of designed for it. It's a newer command station, and it's kind of designed to be connected to the layout with, the wires of rail A, rail B, with the throttle attached to it. Now, if you're using, say, a proper bigger command station like the 240 and to 220 plus, I believe, those particular command stations, even with Digitrax experts, they always say to connect it to a booster, so like a 210 series, and have the booster be connected to the layout. And that booster should also be protected either with some sort of circuit breaker protection, a PSX, PS74, or any other insert random circuit breaker protection. So that way you're protecting your layout. Now, I did do a video it was a while back. It was back when I was in California, that kind of showcases the redundancy of protecting your command station and protecting against shorts. I'm gonna see if I can find that video really quick, but it has been a couple years, and so I'm gonna see if I still have it. Let's see. See, even though you're not a fan of the AC44, Scale Trains look nice. Yeah, Scale Trains does a really good job with details when it comes to their diesels. I'll give them that. Steam engines, give them a couple years. Okay, so we got the setup. Let me see. Please tell me this has it. Where's the wiring? Command station. Okay, I don't think I'm gonna see it in this one. Let's see. So I'm trying to find something. It's really important to talk about this because, again, protecting your layout should be a very high priority. And one thing that I know I need to do, and I've already talked to Bree about this, is that we got to put a fire extinguisher up here because when you're dealing with electronics, when you're dealing with foam, when you're dealing with glues, when you're dealing with paints, you know, in the right circumstances, and Murphy Law loves perfect circumstances, it could be the result of a fire. But let's see, finalized. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to find that video, unfortunately. Let's see. I'll do one last look here. I thought I had a video on the setup. Let's see, it's move-in day. You know, I probably had... Oh, no, I don't. Nope, I don't have it. Anyways, so another thing to kind of keep in mind is when you're doing your circuitry is always protect your command station. So I would... Oh, and I hear a derailment. Hang on. The coaches were behaving, and now they're causing issues. Okay, so always have redundancy in your system. And so what I plan to do with this system, probably this weekend, is taking this command station, have it go into, let me see if I actually have it. Awesome. So I do have it. Let me go to just me. Okay, so I'm going to connect my command station to this little guy right here. This is the PM74. PM74 allows me to take my power, bring it into this device, and I'll go into, I believe, 4 different sub-districts. And if one of those districts has a short, this will have like a clicking sound, like click, 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 when there's a short. And this actually has the opportunity to be wired out lighting effects, so that way you can see which zone is actually causing the short. And so if you have a bigger layout, obviously this layout is really small, but this will save your layout, in my opinion. Okay, thank you, Bree. Appreciate it. I know I have one video. It's from back in California when I was at Slomra, but you don't have to go through it. I'll find it another day. But anyways, long story short, protect your command station, especially if you're using Digitrax. Your command station is the brain. It should never, ever, ever be connected to the main layout. With the exception of the DS52, because the 52 is kind of designed to connect to layout directly, I'm talking about the 220 and 240s, connected to a booster, connected to some sort of circuit breaker protection, and then go from there. So why do I bring this up, you may ask? Well, it is very important to kind of understand what happened to What's Neat this week. So I'll give you guys the link. So Ken Patterson is the host of What's Neat This Week. You guys can check out his latest video. But basically what happened was that he had a derailment. Well, let me try to speak to the facts here. From what was stated, there was a locomotive that was going around the layout. Ken went upstairs for a couple minutes, maybe 10, 15 minutes, and that's really all it took. Apparently, from what was stated in the video, I'm trying to keep it to facts because there's some more discussion on this. Apparently, a locomotive derailed on a switch for about 7 minutes, and then the fire just consumed everything from that spot. We don't know what locomotive, so he had some security cameras, so you can see the fire engulfing the side here. Nice. So you're leaning towards the TCS one. Awesome. That's a good brand. And so, it's not the Triway, Bree. That's just any rail design. I don't think. Yeah. So you can see. You can just see the fire just engulfing everything here. But yeah, and this is why this is kind of a public service announcement when you deal on a bigger layout to make sure you have circuit breakers. And from what Ken stated in the video, again, you guys can watch the video. I sent you guys the link so that way you guys can get the full picture as well. That's it. Awesome. That is it, Bree. I will bring that up next. You are awesome. Put a link into the chat for me as well. So that way everyone can see and I can bring that up. You can see here that it's going on fire here. Some people are speculating because there's been some discussions that it was a BLI engine, and I would probably further assume, again, this is not facts until Ken actually announces it, but my speculation is that I think this was the BLI 49er big boy that caught on fire. There was a lot of hints that was suggested that was that, but again, I don't know. I don't have the facts. I wasn't there. But the fact that this engine was derailed for 7 minutes and the system held out for that long is a testament to the system. Apparently what he was using, originally he uses NCE, but he was doing some reconstruction of that particular section, so he connected the DS40 Digitrax command station straight to that layout, which I cringed as soon as I heard that because, you know, Digitrax systems need the boosters, need some sort of power protection. And they talk about it in this episode about the NCE version of the basically PM74 equivalent. But the big lesson learned here, folks, is don't leave your trains unattended and have a some sort of circuit breaker protection, so that way when you have a short, the system shuts off. The power shuts off. And another lesson too is have a kill switch. Technically, I have my surge protection that has a switch on it, so if something goes wrong, I go straight for that button, turns off the entire layout. So that way there's no power going to or fuel adding to a fire. So if you see your layout and thinking of our layout. So and that's why I'm talking to Bree. This layout is protected. So as soon as something goes wrong, I flip the kill switch and then take care of business. But you got to keep in mind this circuit breaker, this derailment was going on for 7 minutes. This is extreme. This is an extreme scenario, and it's actually a good case study to actually talk about. And that's why I wanted to go over it. It's a very, very important lesson to be learned. The reason why, one of the main contributing factors, again, we don't know what the root cause of all of this is. Let's see. Oh, you mean watching this video and thinking of our layout? Yeah. Yeah, and keep in mind, this is a massive basement layout. This is not even close to the size of this. Ken's layout is like 4 times bigger loop than this. So again, this was an extreme scenario. So you found out the hard way. Had a 60 car grain train HO loud and Christmas display, and it came apart, and the head end came around and slammed into the rear. Oh no. So you gotta stop playing that at work. No, you can play on the layout. It's just when you see something, when you hear something click, because this command station has like I think it has a built-in circuit breaker protection. So you'll hear the clicking on this DCS52 as well. And that's why I don't mind connecting it directly to the layout, because it's more advanced than the 240 in my opinion. I was minding the O-scale layout and couldn't even hear the crash. Yeah. Yeah. The gremlins will come out when you least expect it when it comes to this hobby. Yeah, worst case. Exactly. Yep. Yep. Yeah, and it's just a simple surge protector, and it literally has the red button on it. But yeah, and again, this is definitely something important to talk about. And so you can see just how the fire just engulfed the entire area. So again, you guys can see the full video on the link there. Again, I do recommend subscribing. Definitely a highlight. Now, there's something interesting that kind of happened. Something that I wasn't kind of expecting. Let me bring up my channel real quick. Actually, let me go to this channel real quick. Let me go to this video. So this video is a couple years old. It comes back when I was at Slomra in California. So I did this video so you guys could see how protection works when it comes to the command station mount routing. So again, it's a little bit dated, but it's still, the information is still fantastic. So you got basically a power station. This is a PS220, and those 2012 goes into 1 command station and 3 boosters, but those have 5 amp circuit breaker protection wires, so that way this stays protected if a potential fire happens. So you can just see how everything is wired in there. Let me see here. So again, this video kind of explains how things are set up. So again, you got the command station, you got the boosters, and again, Ken's setup was that he had the command station directly to the layout, which again I think is a huge no-no. And then so here is those PSX circuit breakers. So again, those boosters go into a PSX, and the PSX then divides up the power. But if a short were to occur, these puppies are loud and will let you know, because they have a little sound amplifier, and this will go off when you hear an engine derail. So, and personally, I stick with all of Digitrack's products because I'm doing How Far Can I Take Digitrack series. But if I were to actually build a proper layout, I would go with the PSXs in a heartbeat. That's just me. Because the PSXs are just really, really good. Let's see. More wiring. Again, there's those PSXs. And again, I kind of just showcase the general wiring assembly when it comes to the Digitrax system. So again, thank you, Bree, for finding that video. And hopefully you guys find it informational. Because again, that's what I like to do on this channel, is just try to bring you guys information from news to case studies as we're doing today, to announcements, to running trains. Okay, so another thing I kind of want to showcase is this video. Now, I did not expect. Yeah, so I don't know if they're PSXs, but they're equivalent to a PSX. Yeah, so that's the beeps that you hear at Samra. Yep. Yeah, that was it, Bree. 2 minutes to find it. Nice. Yep. So it's an equivalent to that. Okay, so I'll send you guys a link to this video. So out of nowhere, our good friend Boomer Diorama did basically a response video to the video that I just gave you guys from What's Neat This Week from Ken. And this was why I'm talking about this on stream, because he goes into the details of his message is good, basically saying that you got to have the right protections for your layout. You got to have circuit breakers. You got to have fire extinguishers. You basically need to, keep an eye on your trains. But in the video, unfortunately, he kind of has a narrative that basically he slams, not necessarily slams, but he really criticizes Ken for how he presented that information on his video. That's as much as I'm going to dive into that. You guys can look at the videos. You guys can make your own discussions. But again, this is a wonderful case study of be vigilant in what you're doing in this hobby. This hobby is wonderful. But again, we are dealing with electricity. We are dealing with wires. We do deal with open shorts. So there is that little gremlin of, let's give respect and due process for this hobby. And everyone can be happy. Okay, I think that was all that I had lined up. I think we'll just do some. Oh, I do have one more thing to showcase. So let's showcase Bree's favorite steam engine. I think that's the last to-do list for today. And then we'll go to some rail fanning. Okay, let's go to just me. Okay, so when Bree found this and showed it to me, I was completely shocked because she had found a diamond in the rough. And so make sure that I don't. She had found this European steam engine. Not just any European steam engine. One of the steam engines that actually pulled the original Orient Express in Europe. And so what surprised me even more was that this is an MTH, European Orient Express steam engine. Just absolutely gorgeous. Something that I didn't even know existed from MTH, because MTH is the old MTH HO scale before it got bought from Scale Trains typically does American models. The fact that she was able to find one over here in the stateside is amazing, because you have to import this locomotive, and it has smoke, it has sound. I have to work on a few things on it, but nevertheless, it is a gorgeous locomotive, and it's one thing I love about MTH. They did their steamers connections correct. So instead of having wires or a dedicated hard line, they would have basically these hole connectors that have copper wires inside the hole. So when you put the pins into these holes, it gets that connectivity. And you can see that this is also a spring design that we're starting to see from BLI and their coaches and diesel. So you can see how it goes in and out on the tender. And scale trains have actually kept their design. But this, I think, now I think about it, I think scale trains may actually own the tooling on this. So you can kind of see, there we go. You can see the two little pin drops there. So when you drop it in, you just line everything up, and boom, you can see how it plays. And the plays is wonderful too. It's so simple. It's so easy. So that was her favorite locomotive. You did great. You did great. All right, let me do all the cameras. So yeah, those were basically the three engines. So last stream, now I should give you a little more context about the steamer, the U50, and the NCS. Oh, NCS, Jesus. The NS, Norfolk Southern. All right, so let's go ahead and do some rail fanning. So I think we've actually gotten through all the news. Oh, and one other thing, I just got word from the hobby store that our inspection car UP from BLI is in. We got to pay for it, and then hopefully we'll have that on the next stream. Again, guys, new stream time, basically from 8 p.m. till whenever. I actually have a hard stop here pretty soon, so we'll do some rail fanning, and then we'll call it a stream. But yeah, I'm excited to get that inspection car. It's gonna be fun. Gonna be fun. Nice to see the cameras again. Appreciate that, Rail Fan K. Appreciate that. Yeah, the cameras I need to get set up is the drone camera. I need to get that up and going again, and then I gotta get my camera cars back up again. I've got my camera. You can see the cameras behind me. So, I have them. The new steam engine. So that was this guy right here. So the official name is the Bavarian 3/6 steam engine, KB STSB, Protosound 3. So there it is right there. Again, MTH. Yeah, so Railfan K goes to the other club, the Texas Transportation Museum, I believe. Do you still go to that one? No, you don't go to Samurai anymore. I didn't realize you were going to a Temple one. That's awesome. Yep. Yeah, and for now, it's a little finicky on this layout, and it doesn't have a keep alive, so I want to keep the. It's a Protosound 3. Protosound 3 it's okay, but it doesn't have a keep alive, which means that it finds all my dead spots. So I just need to improve on my track work for it to properly run on this layout. And then it derails. Um, it derails on testing point or testing the testing modular, testing junction at this point. Basically the modular right there. Oh, nice. Gotcha. I'm not a fan of Proto Sound simply because of programming. You have to program them on the main, and it's a pain if your layout is not. Um, oh, gotcha. It happens. It happens. So funny enough, I went with Bree to Dibble. I believe it was on Saturday, and they had they had two BLI 4 trucks Shay locomotives there, and man, they were gorgeous. I should have taken a picture of them, but those Shays were freaking gorgeous and at a great price. Especially when you look at compared to Bachmann Shays. I want to bring this up again because um, this still annoys me. So our local hobby store Dibbles, they were selling their Shay for $600, and that was at MSRP. While Bachmann, and I hope that this comes down. Let me see here. HO scale. Let's go to steam locomotives. Okay. So if you haven't seen my last stream yesterday, Bachmann decided to announce their 3 truck Shay for an MSRP of $800, and I almost choked to death. This is insane to me. So and that's with an MSRP. Even the sales price for this, again, even if I am generous in this, is probably going to be, I don't know, 650, 700. So I don't know. I don't know what Bachmann's doing. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, definitely excited for that. And I need to go back to Hobbytown. I haven't been to Hobbytown in a hot minute. Oh, so here's another random question as we close out the stream here. Have any of you guys bought the Titans of Steel cards that Walters released? Because I did do a showcase of those cards here on the channel. And I'm glad I did because those cards were awful. And I eventually donated those cards to Samra to give out to little kids that visited. But yeah, I'm just curious if anyone else has bought those cards because I don't see anyone. It's like there were some other YouTubers that got them as a special promo from authors, and then it died outright. I haven't seen any of the videos since I made mine. So, yeah, it makes me sick too. But that'll probably be the last time I'll talk about the Bachmann Shays until I know what the actual price is. Busy buying other locomotives. Yep. The ones that on my wish list right now, obviously the 4-truck Shay is number 1 for me this year. Number 2 is the Bowser C4 115 diesel in Southern Pacific. I really want that diesel. And then there's some Winter Passionate coaches that are coming out, and I think that's it for this year for 2026. Trying to think if there's any other diesels or steam engines coming out. I don't think so. Next year is going to be painful, though. There's a couple coming out next year, especially from BLI. Cab forwards, the AC9. Oof. Next year's going to be interesting. Then by Bachmann if they're making something no one else does. Yeah. Yep. And right now they kind of have a monopoly on Amtrak. I should say the Amtrak bullet train. Looking forward to the new BLI NNA rolling bearing rods. Ooh, nice. No, freaking Western, sorry. NNW. Gotcha. You did pre-order the Frisco SD40-2 from Scale Trains. Super hyped about that locomotive. Yeah. Going to any train shows this year. So I know in our region, in Texas, Plano just happened. I can't make up to that one because it's a 4-hour drive. I will be going to, Bree and I will probably be going to go to the Sammer one in February. Because I'll be volunteering out there too on Sunday. So I'll be there Saturday. So that's my next train show. And then April, I'll be going up. I'm trying to get back into the routine of going to train shows. And then we've got New Braunfels coming up in April. See, Frisco's SD70 Max from Athearn. Yeah, Athearn's been coming out. How much time do I have? I'll probably have to look at Athearn next stream. Because there is one from Athearn that I do want. Yeah, I'll do it next stream. Yep, Sammer's coming up, the Sammer Train Show. So yeah, I will definitely be there. And then come and say hi. I've got my stickers still given out. So I'm trying to think what I got coming out for this week. I'll probably get the camera train when Steve Childers was here at Samra. I'll try to get that one out this week. Let's see, what else? Long time coming, yep. Oh, because you'll be going to the temple the same weekend. Gotcha. All right, guys. I'm going to go ahead and give our pretend yellow signal. Try to go back into the metaphorical concept. So we'll give the yellow signal, meaning one last lap for the train. And then we'll start winding this engine down. Again, kind of a short stream today, but we will continue. Yeah, those Macs are looking great. Yeah, you too, Chuck. Have a good night. Yeah, hopefully I'll see you at Garden Ridge. We'll probably be there midday on the train show. Probably not in the morning, but we'll see. Okay, will do. I tend to go to Samra now on Sundays. Thursdays is becoming a little difficult. And then also, guys, if you're in Texas, because I know a lot of you guys are in Texas, please, be vigilant with the weather. We are getting some ice storms, and ice is no joke. All right, I'm going to go ahead and stop it there. Showcase scene with our diesels. But, yeah, if you guys are in Texas and basically anywhere else in the U.S., just be careful with the weather. I know up north U.S. is a lot of snow, a lot of winds, a lot of cold temperatures. We're going to have a lot of icy rain here in Texas. So, again, be vigilant with the weather. Appreciate you guys coming out, supporting the channel. We are back to streaming consistently. And, yeah, I am excited. 2026 is going to be a very, very fun year. I am really excited. So with that, we've got Amherst on Saturday. So we'll do a Amherst recap next Wednesday. I'm going to try to get the U50 fixed. I have a couple of issues that I got to work on, and hopefully we'll get that on the main layout for next week. Let's see. Okay, yeah, we'll keep in touch, Jeff. We will keep in touch. Yep, gonna be an ugly weekend. I agree. All right. So with that, guys, I'm going to go ahead and call it a stream. You guys are awesome. Thank you for all your support. Again, continue to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, to this wonderful journey here at the Fantasy Freelance Railroad, the Frostline, and Pacific Railway. I am your Ice Dragon, RayronVR, and I'll see you on the next stream. Take it easy, guys.